Zuckerberg. So, hey, okay, so let's start with a checklist.
Yeah.
This is week one,
do it,
live. Here
yeah.
we go. We're going to keep this concise and efficient, get you this information so you can learn a lot.
Let's
Okay?
do it.
Let's
Okay.
do this.
Okay.
All right, so checklist. All
What
right,
we
you
got?
should have accepted a MyZone invite in the app or email. Okay, if you don't got that, let us know. Just post a comment here. You should have your fitness test done. Fit test done and
Fit
crushed.
test should be done.
Yep, if you haven't got
have
it
not
done-
done it, I think I have maybe 8-10 people in Elk River. I don't know how Rogers is. They're much more organized, I should
Yeah.
say. They're good.
Oh,
but
yeah.
here, I think I have 8 or 10 people that have not done their fit test yet. So no, we're going to tell them.
We're going to find them and get them.
Yeah, we're going to find you. and get you.
All right, in-body should be done. You should be done with the in-body,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And you have to do a final check-in. Here's your warning. All right, so do your best to get your midpoint. You have to get the
The final check-in.
check-in, or else your body comp
Yep.
scores will not count,
Yeah, yeah.
okay? This is an 8-week challenge, not a 4-week challenge.
Wow.
So get your butt into the in-body, otherwise ain't counting. I'm
Can
gonna
I just tell you
Control
guys-
Open Apple, delete that.
Can I just tell you guys, this is probably the most prompt we've ever started this. I feel like we're usually giving each other crap. Like we're talking to people about how their weekend was and et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera.
Bunch
So
of
like I'm feeling a little
baloney.
bit, I'm just saying, I'm feeling a little bit cold going into this. So I just want to warm them up a little bit.
No.
Okay.
They should
okay.
be warm. It's noon.
Well, let me give you guys a hug.
One. It's
I'm
1
sending you
o'clock.
guys a hug because I can't
Yeah.
give you one, I guess.
All right, so next thing is, you guys should have goals. You guys should have a nutrition goal. You should have exercise goals. And you should have a supplement goal.
So kind of going off of that, one of the things that I talk about with all of the people that I meet with for the check-in is when I meet with you or when our coaches meet with you, we want to be able to create SMART goals together, right? So when we meet together, we want you to walk away knowing, okay, I have to do A, B, and C in order to see success and the changes that I want to see for this challenge, right? And so when we meet with you and we say you need to have a nutrition goal, crap. Did we lose it?
Bert just said we're not live anymore.
It says that we're on
Oh,
here.
it's back.
Okay. Phew.
She's crazy.
Okay.
Bert, it's your internet.
Okay. So when you walk away from us or with a check-in from your coach, we want to make sure that you can say, okay, nutritionally, this is what I'm going to do. Exercise-wise, this is what I'm going to do. And then whether it's supplements or whether it's a personal goal or whatever that looks like, we want you to be able to walk away with items 1, 2, and 3. And at the end of your day or at the end of your week to be able to say, I did these 3 things.
Yep.
And if I do these 3 things every day or most days every week, by the time I have my 4-week check-in, I should see awesome results.
Right.
And then if you don't, then that's when we are able to say, you did this, this, and this, and we didn't see maybe this being a success, if you want to see this kind of a change. So that's when we can use those guidelines and those goals to be able to go back and tweak little things.
Yep.
So it's continue to see success.
Right.
So
Losing 20 pounds is not a goal. Losing 20 pounds is a result. Make sure you have clear goals. If you don't have clear goals, email me. Luke.fitclub@gmail.com and let me know. I'll make sure that your coach gets that to you. And because what is said isn't always what is heard. So your coach may have told you that, you just didn't quite hear it. Or
why were you staring at me when you said that?
I'm staring at you. I was looking at the camera. Okay, so so just know that. So nobody's in trouble. I just want to make sure you guys are dialed in because it's really important to have a clear goal.
Yeah.
So
yeah. The other thing with your check-in, guys, when you leave a check-in with your coach, say it's like today, or that's a bad example. So say it was on the 14th, say it was Friday. Know that you want to tell your coach, or your coach should be telling you, hey, in 4 weeks is our next check-in. Set a date before you even leave that meeting. That way, when you guys leave, you know, okay, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that you good?
yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Just make sure
Whatever you do, you know that you're going to have a check-in in 4 weeks. There's something about having a date set that helps people to be held accountable, right? So if we
Agreed.
just leave it open-ended and we don't have a date set, then
Yeah.
then
Have a
people just
date.
have a tendency to, And
Dates
plus,
are
I want
good.
to have a date.
Dates are good.
Dates are good.
Yeah.
When was the last time we had a date?
1984.
I feel like, feels
Okay.
since then. Yeah, you
Since
were in
84?
college. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, what do you got?
Okay, next thing. Content from this will be the quiz will be emailed on Friday. You'll have until Sunday. to do it.
To take the quiz.
There's no more having a week to do this quiz, because from Friday to Sunday, you are going to be asked a couple of questions. We're going to ask if you were compliant for nutrition, exercise, and supplement goals. And you're going to rate yourself, just like in the past. Now, you can't go back and do that a month later. It's impossible. You can't. You can't reflect on your compliance a month later.
Yeah.
We've let people kind of do that, take the quiz late. No more. No soup for you. Okay.
Put the smack
Get it
down.
done. Yeah.
It makes sense though.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, so the quiz will be released on Friday, and you have to watch these lives in order to be able to answer the quizzes.
Yep.
It's not like we can be like, oh, she didn't watch it,
Right.
or whatever. But there's going to be content in this presentation, in this live, I guess, that will be on your quiz.
Yeah.
So, Look at us
Okay.
go.
We got pointers. We got 3 pointers for you, and then we're done. We're gonna keep this short. We want 10 to 12 minutes, and then out. So 3 pointers: nutrition, exercise, supplements. What we feel work really well to help you crush your goals. Okay. So remember, losing 20 pounds is a result, not a goal. So let's talk about that. So number 1, carb backloading. We're talking nutrition here first. So carb backloading. If you don't know what carb backloading is, I'll post a lengthy video of us explaining it. But essentially what carb backloading is you are removing carbohydrates, meaning like fruits and starch, sugars, things like that, through the first 3/4 of your day. You're allowing your body to not have to deal with any insulin ups or downs throughout the day, which helps your body burn fat. Insulin is a storage hormone, okay? When your insulin goes up, that's what tells your body to store things instead of burn things. You want to burn stuff. We're here to burn it, okay? So do carb backloading. It's in the meal plan. If you don't have the meal plan, let us know. Post it right in here, okay? Number 2, zone
I'm
match.
impressed. Okay, so one of the things that we talk about with exercise is, it's kind of weird that you're talking about nutrition and I'm exercise, but it's good.
It is weird.
It's good. You're good at simplifying things. Okay,
I'm gonna try
so
this.
all right, you got
backwards,
it.
okay.
See this little thing that's circled right here, guys? Where's my finger? Wait.
That's so weird. Want me to move it or are you moving it?
That thing right there, guys.
Much better in a PowerPoint,
that
I
little-
promise.
That little ZM is called zone match, okay? So, let me talk to you.
I think they got it. So it's on the app, workout.
So
button.
what we talk about with you guys is that strength training is not something that needs to be done every day. If you want to do it every day, awesome, go for it. We would never. Anyway, I'm a girl. Move over. So here's no. So what we talk about is strength training at least 2 or 3 times a week. More if you want to, and more if your goals are conducive for it.
Right.
Most people that start with us and are doing the challenges are looking to burn some fat and build some muscle, right? So that being said, we recommend typically 2-3 times a day, 3 times a week of strength training, okay? We don't want you to be here every day taking classes, right? We're being considerate of all the things, right?
But you can take classes.
You
every
can.
day.
And if you want to, awesome. But in addition to classes, we want you guys to do some cardio on your own, and we kind of consider that homework. So that zone match that Luke just showed you is it actually, and I suppose.
So go to zone match,
Yeah.
click it, and here's what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. What do you
Play
got?
with it and find a workout that you like. It's going to hold you accountable to cardio.
I'm going to show them mine. I don't have
Okay,
my. You
so-
can't see it, of course. There we go. Okay, so if you click on zone match, this right here, it's not okay, let's do this. My phone's kind of goofy, but this is one option. It's going to give you loads of options of doing red and yellow cardio, blue and green cardio.
Yeah.
And so what we want for you guys is to be able to use that and be able to use your My Zone to do cardio instead of trying to figuring it out for yourself.
Right.
Is that good?
Just do it.
Okay.
Okay, next. Pre and post workout. Okay, now listen. So this challenge is heavily weighted on building muscle. Okay, you can double points for increasing skeletal muscle mass. So you gotta program yourself. You gotta think ahead of how you're gonna do that. The lowest hanging fruit, ding, great corporate term, okay, is what you do before you lift and what you do after you lift, okay? So for pre-workout, okay, a great option, and we're gonna talk about this, more other options as we move. Spark is a great pre-workout, okay? I took a bite of this one, even the wrapper's good, like it's good for you. So these are little packets that you just slip in your drink. There's a little caffeine in it, amino acids, and some great minerals to help get your body rolling, okay? It's a fantastic food on an empty stomach. Okay, coffee is a good pre-workout too. So caffeine is one of the most researched and proven supplements that work on the planet. Okay, so caffeine works. All right, and it's not like 300 milligrams. It's not, your heart's not gonna pump out of your chest. Okay, so this is a really good for that. So pre-workout, empty stomach, bam. Post-workout, you just lifted, you broke down muscle tissue. Okay, there's micro tears in your muscle fibers, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing. But now, post-workout recovery. Okay, it's a great option after you lift to help rebuild those little tiny micro tears. Okay, and so say that you just don't eat nothing. That's when you kind of go the other way. That's called being catabolic. And I got a ton of nerdy videos that I'll post so you can learn more if you want. But now this is important. This year's important. Now, if you are a fat burner, meaning your primary objective is to burn fat, okay, you're gonna go 1 scoop. We used to have this product called Post, okay? That is a no more, because you just need 1 scoop of this. One scoop of this if you're trying to burn fat. That's your main priority.
Okay.
Some of you guys, if you don't know what that means, talk to your coach. Your coach will tell you if you're a fat burner or lean earner. If you're a lean earner, you're gonna have 2 scoops of this. Like Lauren, you better be having 2 scoops of this. Okay? So 2 scoops this way. So 2 scoops if you're a lean earner. That's gonna help you build more muscle without having the fat burner 1 scoop, just because there's less carbs with that, and you're not gonna have a big bad insulin spike after that. So pre and post, here we go, baby.
I love this stuff.
By all means, babe, you do that. Okay, here's the PowerPoint. I got this figured out. Okay.
So last week, this
3
is what we
tips.
attempted to do, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So this week we are doing it.
Here we go. We got
It's about to
3.
happen.
We got 3 tips. We got nutrition. I want to talk about BMR. Then we're going to talk my challenges, personal challenge for my zone. Then we're going to talk supplements. Okay.
That
So
sounds
bing,
awesome.
bang, boom.
That
Okay.
sounds awesome.
So here's your nutrition tip. Okay. Now, when you look at your in-body, all right, you're going to see this BMR stands for basal metabolic rate. Okay. And I guess it says basal metabolic rate on there. So now it shows a
Sounds
calorie
like a quiz question, though.
amount. Yeah. And what that means is they calculate that based off of your lean body mass. Okay. So what this suggests is for this person, they should, at bare minimum, the metabolism requires 1,643 calories per day to operate. Okay.
What I tell people with that, it's the same as your resting metabolic rate, right? So when you are laying in bed all day doing absolutely nothing, this is what your body needs for energy to function normally.
Right.
Right.
Right. So now that's not including, like, obviously if you exercise, you're going to be, you're creating a deficit, right? Now, if you have too much of a caloric deficit, that's when you could have a problem with losing lean mass. Okay. Now, if you don't have enough calories to support what your basic metabolic needs are, your body's smart. It's really smart.
Really smart.
It pulls and so amino acids are very important in all of the metabolic processes that your body goes through, right? There's a million of them. Okay. It's a complicated system, right?
Do you want to tell us about the cyclic or the citric acid cycle? Do you want to tell us
The
about
Krebs
that?
cycle?
Yeah.
Yes, I do want to tell you about it, but I'm not going to right now.
We'll send them a picture. Make them memorize it for the quiz.
Yes. So like I said, your body needs amino acids to process things, right? To do all the metabolic processes. Now, if it needs amino acids, it's going to pull them from muscle tissue. Okay. That's where you start losing lean mass when you're trying to get fit and get strong, things like that. And that's a problem. So if you've never tracked your calories, just spend a week doing it on MyFitnessPal. It's not like an eternal thing you do. Tracking calories is not an eternal thing you need to do. Just do it for a week and see where you're at.
The goal is not to do it forever, but there's something about coming to your coach with that, just saying, this is probably a typical week for me,
Right.
you know?
Yep.
And for us to be able to see that, it helps us kind of determine where we go from here.
Yeah. And this person should have, I would suggest, if they want to increase lean mass, have 129 grams of protein a day. So 1 pound for per pound of
1 gram
lean
of
body
protein.
mass, you want to have 1 gram of protein.
Yep. 1 gram of protein, which has always been what we said.
Yeah. Yep. Somewhere in there. Yep. So, any other things to add here?
No. So you're saying if they're in a caloric deficit, so say that says their RMR, their BMR is 1,650 calories. If they're not eating that, their body needs that to function.
Yep.
And so if they're not getting those calories from the food that they eat, their body's going to find it from somewhere.
Yep.
What's stopping it from getting fat and using fat for calories versus amino acids from your muscle?
You can't pull amino acids out of fat cells. So you could,
And the first place that we're going to look to for breaking down energy is muscle before fat.
Yep. Yep. And the fat's like for famine. That's like for like starvation. It's a no good. Don't do that. So make sure you have enough calories to process your the necessities for your metabolism. Let's check the comments here. Are we watching comments?
I hope that Lana and Darren have said something.
Yeah.
Eric Edgar. Who's that guy? I've seen him last weekend.
Heck yeah. Okay. Oh, we got comments.
1 gram protein for every pound of body mass, like body weight. No.
Nope.
Lean mass.
Lean
body
mass. You see how it has 129? That's how much lean body mass this person has. So reminder, lean body mass is different than skeletal muscle mass. Lean body mass is it's muscle, bones, tissue, organs. Okay. Skeletal muscle mass is just muscle mass. Okay.
Okay. Good question though, Lana.
That was good.
Lana, I haven't seen you walk by yet.
Yeah.
Like this.
Hopefully she does. Okay, here's your exercise tip. Did you look at this yet? I'm excited about this one. Okay, so here's what I got. So create a personal MEP goal. Okay. What?
Nothing.
I can see you.
Who's Crusher?
That's me. Okay. So create a personal MEP goal. So this helps me out a ton. And I wanted to share this with you guys. But if you go to your app, go to challenges, hit that plus sign, and it's going to ask you, there's going to be 3 different categories you could choose. Choose personal, and then select the date range. I think I have it up here. The January 15th through March 12th. And it'll retro back to the 15th. And if you look at where my little crusher challenge is, the gray is the pace I need to be at. The green is where I'm at.
Cool.
So now if I were not pacing, my green line would be red. Okay. So it's just a great way to set a goal. So I just set my goal for 9201, which is 1 more MEP than I had last challenge.
Oh, I like that.
So, yeah.
Okay. How do you recommend people set a goal? Like for me, I have a goal of 1,250 MEPs a week. That seems a little bit hefty for me. And I've done it for 3 challenges and I failed 2 of those 3 challenges.
Okay.
I am determined this time to do it. Stay tuned for that. But like, how do you tell people to set a goal?
Well, do it off of you're determined to do it. Do it off that. But look at what you've done in the past. So look at like typically if you do 4,000 MEPs a month, if that's kind of your average, just look back at the stats on your MyZone and just try to do a little bit more. And you'll find ways to work out and find ways in your life to get in here and there's, and that's what it's all about. It's just finding ways to get little workouts in throughout your week to get a little better. Yeah.
The other thing I do, so if people have committed to working out 4 times a week, and then to do a little bit of cardio on their own, I say, roughly 200 MEPs a workout.
Yep.
150 to 200 MEPs a workout. So if 200 is on the high side, set your goal at 800 MEPs a week.
Yep.
And then take 800 times 8, right? To get your what you get for your challenge.
Yeah.
And hold yourself to that.
Your coach can help you figure out what's right for you too. So reach out to your coach.
We'd all love to.
Yeah. So anyways, set this up. I like it. It's cool. I'm a nerd, and hopefully you guys can share my nerdery with me. Okay.
I love it.
Good.
Good.
Next is supplement tip. Get on the list, people. The catalyst. Okay. So catalyst and branched chain amino acids. Okay. These are like super baseline supplements. We have a product called Catalyst, and it's nice because there's no calories. You don't have to drink it. You just take 3 capsules anywhere from 1 to 3 times a day. Talk to your coach about what's gonna be right for you, or ask us. We can help you out with it. But now, so remember how we talked about if you say that you wanna lose fat and build muscle. Okay, like we all should be there for the most part. That's kind of where we're all at. So that means that you want to have enough calories, right? You don't want to eat too much, right? So that said, you're kind of teetering this metabolic line, this fictitious but real metabolic line, right? It's real because, and that's that you want to make sure you're not going overboard or under. And this helps with that. So this is feed your body amino acids to help you from being catabolic. So being catabolic means that you're using lean tissue for metabolic fuel. and which, like I said, is a no good.
Mhm.
So that's why this helps you kind of teeter that line of a caloric deficit, but having this to be able to, like I said, make sure you're not going too far in
Into
catabolism.
catabolism.
Yeah. So
Can I ask,
Yeah.
what is the difference between this? Because I know two other products that women use a lot specifically is Catalyst is a big one that we use here,
Mhm.
but I see people using BCAAs
Mhm.
and then I see people using collagen,
Mhm.
all of which, people kind of group into the same thing. Tell me the difference between the three. So
That's a super good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so BCAAs, it's a general term, right? It depends on the blend. Each
branch chain amino acid.
they're gonna have like the different blends of glutamine, arginine, lysine. There's gonna be-
All those essential amino acids are all different mixes in different products.
Right, yeah. So this is just a blend that I know works. It's got glutamine, leucine, isoleucine, valine, arginine. So those are the amino acids it has. And there's the amounts are on it. So it just depends on,
Mhm.
there's so many options, but I just know that this works.
Mhm.
And that
The
people
thing
use
about
this
these
works.
two that I just want to say, so these amino acids on here are considered essential amino acids. Essential amino acids are amino acids that you have to get from an outside source. Your body cannot make them. Non-essential amino acids are ones that your body can create to help build in ways that they need to build. So you have to get your essential amino acids either from a food source or from a supplement source. That's why these are so key.
Yep.
Because you can't get them for the most part without
Yeah,
eating them straight.
right. In collagen, it's going to serve a slightly different purpose. It's going to help with like hair, nails, things like that. It's going to help with just the tissue, the fascia in your body too.
You must take it often.
Yeah.
No, you know where I get it
Yeah.
from.
So it's so that's the collagen thing is going to be a little bit different. Whereas this is feeding your body amino acids. There's no calories. There's going to be calories in collagen,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, it's just a little bit different way of doing it. Consider this like they're pre-digest, they get absorbed right away.
Mhm.
With collagen, your body has to break it down and then absorb it. Whereas this the amino
Readily
acids that
absorbed.
gets absorbed. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that sounds good.
So in between meals on an empty stomach, this is great combo with Spark. So hi. Oh hi.
And
Lana, you look different.
it makes for great teeth. A great smile. I love it. I love it. But yeah, so these are just a great example of what we use here. We've had really good success with them. You take these on an empty stomach.
Yep.
And so typically people will take them. It says the recommendations are 3 capsules 30 minutes prior to a workout meal or before bedtime. So you can take up to 3 servings a day. That's 9 capsules a day. Typically, we tell people 1 to 2. You can take them up to 3 times a day, which is awesome. Go for it. I've noticed that when I take mine with my Spark, specifically before a workout, is a good time for me. But then I started taking these at bedtime, and I don't know what it is, but I feel more restful. So, and I've heard that about a lot of people taking Catalyst. It doesn't say it on the box. It's not like a go-to for that, but
Sure. Yep.
It's a beneficial side effect.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Hey.
Here is your week 3
Look at us,
challenge.
just getting stuff done.
Yeah.
So we just got done doing the raw talk. Now we're moving on. So it's weird that we're not live because we kind of feed off of you guys. So let's feed off of each other.
Okay, that sounds good.
Let's do it.
Feed off each other with you. All right. So today we got 3 things like we did the last 2 weeks. We got the nutrition tip is going to be the 21-day carb backloading meal plan and PPPPP. And the second thing is exercise. Be positive about the negative. Third thing is supplements. We're going to talk about muscle strength. Okay. Questions on this slide?
I love it.
Didn't think so. All right. Here's your nutrition tip. 21-day meal plan. All right. So you guys all have this. Nicole made this. She's a dietitian.
If you do not have it, go to snapfitclub.com.
Yep.
Go under challenge tools. Everything is there.
Yep.
So this 21-day meal plan. So this is week 1 of the 21-day meal plan.
Remember, PPPPP. Okay. This is important. 21-day meal plan. This has the plan already for you. Okay. Now this is built off of 1,800 calories.
Yep.
Okay. And it's carb backloading. So if you look at it, there's no starch. until dinner time. Okay. We told you when to take some supplements and things like that in there, which is awesome. Great job. Now, in this packet, at the end of it, there's a low carb snack option, snack ideas.
Yeah.
Now, if you are a 2,000 calorie per day person, you're just going to add another snack. You're going to add one of those snacks to this. If you're 2,200, you add 2 snacks. Isn't that great?
Easy. The other thing is that it doesn't include supplements. So if you do a post-workout, that's around 230 calories. That's going to bring you up there too.
Right. That would be considered a snack.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now what I love about this is your dinner is your next day's lunch without the starch. Okay. So prepare and make food at dinner for the next day. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I got one more slide on this.
All right.
We good here?
Let's do it. Sure.
Okay. So here's the tips. You got P on Sunday. Okay. And make breakfast on Sunday. Okay. And then, so breakfast should be done on Sunday.
So breakfast for the week should be made on Sunday.
Meal plan, meal prep, your breakfast on Sunday. Get it done. Okay.
I feel like that is a low-hanging fruit. That should be
Low-hanging
easy
fruit.
to do.
Yes. And then as you go, as your week goes on, you can either meal prep your dinner, which is awesome, or like what we do is we'll make dinner every night, and then hopefully if the kids don't eat all the food, we have lunch for the next day. We have options for the next day. Any questions on this slide?
No, the only thing that I was going to say is about the meal plan. There's a ton of different options on there. So if you are like us too, where like if you look at the first day, or maybe it's the second day, but it's a turkey burger on a whole wheat bun, there's some potatoes served with it on that meal plan for week 1. You can have that for the next day for lunch. If you are kind of a creature of habit where you're like, I don't need 50 different things,
right?
But I'm just going to focus on having turkey burgers and vegetables every day for lunch this week.
Yeah.
Make that for the whole week then. You don't have to follow the meal plan specifically, as long as you're at least choosing from the dinner option for lunch the next day, minus the starch, minus the carb, right?
Yep.
So if you were to buy everything on there, it gets to be a lot, and I didn't focus on serving sizes, depending on the size of your family. And so you might have a lot of extra food. You might end up buying a crap ton of groceries when you're only serving for 2. And so just kind of keep those things in mind. If you're like, yep, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Make those your lunches for the rest of the week. Don't feel like, oh, I need to follow it exactly to be successful on it.
Yep.
There's it's meant to be ideas. It's meant to be a template for what you can do to be successul on the carb backloading plan.
Right. It's all about, it's that template's the key. All the template. And I will say this again, P. Okay. Do you have any questions on
Are
anything?
you going to tell us what that means?
Oh, you finally have questions on that? Okay.
Were you waiting?
I was waiting for it. Yeah. Yeah.
Or do you just know me well enough to be like,
poor planning produces poor performance.
Got it.
Poor planning produces poor performance. Okay. And it's actually different. There's some swear words in there that start with P that I left out. Okay. Because it's a kid's show. All right. So next thing, exercise.
I can't think of a single swear word that starts with P.
Piss. Is that a swear word?
Oh, not really. I suppose for a kid. Anyway. Okay.
Be positive about negative. So this week in the classes, we're doing eccentric, we're doing tempo, we're focusing on the lengthening of the muscle. And I wanted to give you guys a visual. Okay. So when you see that person lifting that dumbbell, the bicep muscle is shortening. Okay. All those little muscle fibers are all connecting like this and they all shorten up. Now, when that happens, okay.
Or when I'm flexing.
Yeah. So now the eccentric, the negative is always easier. Okay.
Yeah.
It's oftentimes it's harder to do this than it is to do that. It's harder to shorten than it is to lengthen. You with me? Okay. So that being said, it's important to really think about, I'm going to refer back to last week's thought or quote of the week, which was, if you only do what you thought you could do, you'll always stay the same. This is a phase where you're able to do more than what you thought you could do. And I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to show you a pull-up. So this is a negative pull-up. Okay, a typical pull-up, you would start here as like a dead hang, and you would pull yourself up like that, right? So with the negative pull-up, you're totally taking that concentric part out, and you're using the box. You can also use a band, okay, to help pop yourself up. You just want to be able to control it 4 seconds down. If you cannot control your body weight 4 seconds down, then you need to add the band. Okay, so you're up, you're here, 1, 2, down, 2, 3, 4. Use the box to push yourself up. 1, 2, down, 2, 3, 4. Use the box to push yourself up. Okay. So again, we're not focusing on the shortening, we're focusing on the negative, the lengthening. And that helps you build some muscle. Building muscle helps you build metabolism. Building metabolism helps you see the goals and the results that you want to see.
I love that. And for us women, especially, I know there's some women out there, especially this challenge, that have a goal of doing a pull-up. You know, there's some weight loss, there's some body fat percentage changes, there's some muscular and changes that we want to see, but some of the ladies are like, I just want to be able to do a pull-up, man.
Yeah.
You know, so one of the things that you can do specifically to get super strong, super good at doing pull-ups, those negatives are by far the best way to improve your pull-ups. Every single movement that we do this week is focused on the negative. So we're focusing on the negative, we're focusing on elongating the muscles. So we want to think about when we're extending, right?
Yeah.
Focusing on that movement, not
So for example, another example is the loaded push-ups, right? So you want to control the negative. You may not be able to do a full push-up on your toes, but you can go down on your toes and go up on your knees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So just like the pull-up, you're going to do a little bounce to get up there, to get those muscle fibers shortened. Then once they're shortened, you can control the lengthening and control the negative. Okay. Here's your supplement tip. All right. So I love this supplement. It's called Muscle Strength. Okay. It helps with muscular endurance. It helps increase your heart rate because your muscles can work longer. Okay. And it decreases the delayed onset muscle soreness. So muscle soreness. Okay. And what's in here is something called HMB, and it's a derivative of an amino acid. So it's basically an amino acid. And it really helps, like I said, stop your muscle from damaging. And what you'll notice is that your heart rate will go up higher. You'll get more MEPs. Okay. They're not gonna lie to you. The tablets are big. Okay. You got to take 3 of them an hour before you lift. You don't have to take them before cardio, an hour before you lift on an empty stomach. There's also some fun word adaptogens in here that really help buffer stress, and those are really proven to be beneficial too for people because exercise is stress, baby. It is stress. It's got 2 of them. One of them plays better for males. One of them plays a little better for females. So that's muscle strength, and we love it. So give it a shot.
So so some people do Spark. What would they do? Would they do it in addition to this? Is there?
Yeah. So you'd wake up in the morning, depends on your routine. That's why you got to talk to your coach. You'll wake up, for example, like I got to take them. If I work out at 6, I got to take them at 5. I got to wake up at 5. So the first thing I do is take these.
Get up.
And then on my way here, I'll work a Spark in.
Okay.
Or your pre-workout choice. Yep.
That sounds good.
Coffee, whatever. Yep.
Okay.
Sound good?
I love it.
All right. Here we go, baby.
All right, let's do it.
Week 4 tips. Here we go. So we got 3 tips for you. We got carb cycling. We have the plank. We have supplements. We're going to talk Mass Impact, which is a creatine product. You're going to love it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So tip number 1 is going to be carb cycling.
Yeah.
Nicole, you love carb cycling.
I do like carb cycling, you guys. I love carb cycling because it helps break you out of a funk. It helps break those plateaus. And so I don't know where to look. Okay. But I love this plan because it helps put you back on the wagon in kind of a new and exciting way.
Yeah.
I've done this over the years many times, and I just appreciate what it does to you. So carb cycling, you guys, is way different than carb backloading in that, with carb backloading, you push off carbs till later in the day. Carb cycling is a little bit different in that you introduce carbs into your diet every so often on these refuel days. So if you look at this document that we have here that Luke put up here so nicely, great job.
You're welcome.
The one thing about this meal plan or this carb cycling is that it's food based. So in here, the examples that they use are the meal replacement shakes. Go for that if that's your option. If you would prefer to do food-based, you can still do food-based. So on the burn days, so essentially, can you go to the next slide first? Yeah. Okay. So this is a 12-week program, and this is what it looks like. So it's broken up into 3 14-day cycles, right? So 3 2-week cycles. So you actually go through all of it 2 times. So weeks 1 and 2 is that first line, 3 and 4 is the second, 5 and 6 is the third, and then you cycle back through it. You'll notice that 13 days is what you spend doing this carb cycling. That 14th day is considered a free day. And so if you start that carb cycling week 1 on a Sunday, then you know that next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday is a free day. Okay, so when you look at this cycle, you'll see the 2 fires and then the gas pump. 2 fires, gas pump. The 2 fires are a burn day. Okay, so if you go back to that other slide, can you go back to that other slide, boss?
Yep.
Okay, so the burn day you'll see here, burn days are meant to be low to no carbs, right? Carbs are in everything. We're going to get a certain amount of carbs, but your goal on the burn days is to have minimal carbs.
Yep.
Okay, typically what I tell people is 50 to 60 grams of carbs or less in a day.
Okay.
Okay. So again, sometimes people will be doing their post-workout shake, or sometimes people will be doing a pre-workout or whatever that looks like, you
Yep.
know? So I typically say that for the burn days. So you can have your eggs, bacon, cheese, whatever you want on the burn days. Snack would be almonds or some other no carb snack option. Lunch is protein and a vegetable. Afternoon snack, muscle gain. We call it body lean now. That's how long this has been around.
Yep.
So that snack in the afternoon is just a high protein, low carb snack. Dinner is protein and vegetables. And then on the refuel day, if you notice here, we're adding a starch or a fruit.
Yep.
Right? So there's not a lot of greens in this. If you see that, typically it's going to be starches in the form of rice, quinoa, which is a whole grain, right?
Potato.
So yeah, potato. Okay, so that's what you're going to have on the refuel day. So if you go back to this day, you'll have 2 days of burn, 1 day of refuel, 2 days of burn, 1 day of refuel. For my women specifically, including myself, and even for men too, but I highly recommend this if you feel like you have hit a plateau where you're like, "God, my weight is not changing. I feel like I'm not in control.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do something." I highly recommend this. And so on day 14, me knowing that next Saturday I get a free day, because now I just had my free day on this past Saturday, so I have 2 weeks now until I have my free day again. I look forward to that. I look forward to knowing that I get a day that I get to have whatever I want. And I know the recommendations say don't make it a splurge day. It's not all about having a whole pan of brownies, but man, there's something about having 3,000 calories in a day. I'm not kidding. That really messes in a good way with your metabolism. And I believe in it. I trust in it. Okay? And anyway, more details, ask your coach. It's a really great way to plateau bust. I love it. It's simple. And I'm a very simple person when it comes to nutrition. I don't even make a lot of, elaborate meals. Anyway, that's what I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
All right. So carb cycling tips. Well, day 14 is a wiggle day, which you called it. You can wiggle a little bit. It's a free day. You don't want to over splurge. Have an amino acid plan, because when you're doing carb cycling, sometimes you'll have a lower caloric intake. You don't want to compromise lean mass.
Yeah.
So have an amino acid plan for that.
And carbs are important in muscle building, right?
Yeah.
So if we're taking them away on certain days, you have to have a plan to help build and maintain muscle as you may lose weight.
Yeah. Have a plan after the 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So I have a plan to figure out what works well for you to continue this journey.
Yeah.
It's gonna look different
Talk
for
to your
everybody.
coach about that. The goal is to do the 12 weeks and then to figure out where you're going to go from there. Right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Here's your exercise tip. Exercise tip is plank you very much. I want to talk about the plank. The plank is important because it helps you protect the spine.
Mm-hmm.
So if your core is strong, it's going to help protect your spine. And as we all know, the spine bone is connected to the everything bone. If you're going to protect that, you're going to help everything else out. You're only as strong as your weakest link. Yep.
Okay.
That wasn't a trick. So, and now some people I believe have trouble doing push-ups because of weak core.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if your core is weak, push-ups are going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now if you can be stronger by having a stronger core, you can build skeletal muscle mass. You can increase your metabolism. And that's what we're all about.
I love it.
Okay. So here's just a couple tips. All right. So elbows, you can line up your elbows under your shoulders. We'll show you in a second. You can do keep your body straight. Okay. Squilt, tilt, squeeze, and suck. I'm gonna have you do a 5-second hold for 10 reps.
On time, but
Yeah.
You got it.
So 5-second hold for 10 reps. Okay. Now that's important because if you're holding it for 60 seconds straight, you're gonna lose some of these cues that I'm gonna give you. And finally, I'm gonna show you an elbow trick.
Ooh. Is it that one where you put your elbow to your ear?
That's the one. Here we go. So lovely Nicole here has her elbows right below her shoulders. You can play with the elbows. Sometimes as a coach, I'll get cute. If you bring your elbows further forward, that way it's going to make it a little bit more difficult.
okay? But I'm gonna have her elbows right below her shoulders. Now here's the straight line I'm telling you about. So the ear, shoulder, hip, the ankle, and a straight line. That's important, okay? Now, here comes the tilt, squeeze, and suck method. So tilt would be a posterior pelvic tilt, okay? That's gonna help you engage your core, okay? And we're gonna include a squeeze of the glutes. So your glutes and your core should work together to stabilize your spine. So we got tilt, squeeze, and the last one's gonna be suck. And now, what I want you to do is to focus on sucking your belly button to your spine. Don't flex your stomach. There's two different mechanics going on there. When you flex your stomach, you're working more superficial muscles. I want you to work those deep spinal stabilizers. So suck your stomach. How you doing?
Talk more.
So suck your belly button to your spine. So tilt, squeeze, and suck. Okay, now finally, the last one is the elbow trick. What you can do is you can drive your elbows statically down. So when you start driving your elbows down towards your toes, okay, you're gonna start to engage other muscles. It's a fun little trick, huh?
I like it.
Okay. Okay, and that is your plank. Supplement tip of the week. Here we go. We got mass impact.
Ooh, I like it. You
Yeah.
talk about that one.
So mass impact is what we carry. It's an Advocare product. See a little symbol on the upper right, my upper right. It's third-party tested. Not everything is third-party tested. It costs more to do it, but I personally would recommend when you buy a product, have it third-party tested. It's Informed Sport is what this is, and it's somebody else looks at the ingredients, makes sure what's in what the label says is actually what's in the product. So here's what creatine does. Okay, so it's going to help ATP production, which is cell energy. Right. So when you're lifting, squatting, lunging, running, your muscles are contracting and relaxing, right? So the energy for that contract relax is ATP. Creatine helps produce that. Helps with muscle endurance, muscle strength. And I would recommend 3 grams prior, about 30 minutes before strength training, and then 2 grams after. So the product post-workout recovery has 2 grams in it. So mass impact has 3 grams. So that's the ratio you should look to use. So there's been thousands of studies on creatine monohydrate. It's one of the most proven supplements known to man, and it's just been proven to work. So if you're looking to add, like we all are, like we're striving to put on some skeletal muscle, this is an awesome product to go with. And it's not for everybody. Sometimes people have a little GI distress. Sometimes
bloating.
Yep. Sometimes people might get dehydrated or start cramping up, things like that. That's why it's important to have a coach work through some of this stuff to help you out.
And would you recommend this for men, women, everybody?
Yeah. So I would recommend it for people in the lean earner category. What that means is you're a lean earner, meaning your priority is to increase lean mass in time burning fat, because you have an increased amount of lean mass metabolism. So a fat burner is a little bit different situation, but this person has been here for a while. They've done some resistance training. They've been through the M3 program a few times. So that would be what I would recommend that type of person use it. Sound good?
Yeah. Welcome.
This is Nicole and I'm Luke, and this is week 5. Here come your
We
tips.
are more than halfway through the challenge, which is pretty exciting. And
Fast. God, flies
I
by.
think I've
goes
gotten
by real fast.
It does. I think I have 80% of my people have done their check-ins at their midpoint, and we've had some really great results.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
It's been awesome. So here's what we got for your 3 tips today. So week 5, we're going to talk fiber. Oh, it's a good conversation.
I can talk about it all
day.
day.
We're going to talk about
I'm going to talk about
it's the poop talk. We're going to talk about the lunge.
That's so weird.
Wait, hey, if you can't laugh at it, how can you live with it, right?
That's true.
And then we're going to talk about the cleanse, so more poop talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we got. So nutrition tip of the week is digestion, okay? So we're going to talk digestion. So first one is stomach acid, okay? That's a possible breakdown in your digestion system, your digestive chain here. So considering your pre and your probiotics. And then lastly, fiber. So in the intestines, like making sure that you can get things absorbed. So let's just first talk stomach acid here.
Well, I will say, so as a woman, especially as we age, we go through changes, we have babies, we deal with different things, and so much of what we go through, we just assume this is just the way it's going to be. You know, I'm not 40 years old yet. I'm not as old as this guy. But
I'm
I
robbing
do-
the cradle here.
But I do know that as I've aged, as I've had children, you know, our bodies just don't function the same. And so it's important for us to recognize as we age, especially, and maybe that's even for younger people too, is, and we're young. Let me be
Super
clear.
young.
But what is the difference between what we need to deal with and what we are settling with, right?
Right.
So some things that we deal with are things like constipation, things like belching, things like bloating.
Yep.
Some of them we can attribute to that time of the month, you
Mhm.
know? But it's important for us to be conscious of the symptoms that we're having.
Yeah.
And associate them either with something like low stomach acid levels,
Yeah.
or that time of the month, or this is just the way it is, or maybe I need to add some fiber in my diet, or maybe I need to understand why fiber needs to be a part of my diet, you know? And so our goal is really to understand ourselves,
Right.
not just to deal with things and be like, oh, I got dandruff.
It's just the
dry
way
in
it
Minnesota
is.
winter or whatever.
Yeah.
It can be attributed to something
Right.
like low stomach acid levels. So
Speaking of continuing this conversation along with fiber, we're gonna talk about fiber in a second, but first
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about pre and probiotics. So
All right.
so get the bugs. What are the bugs?
what are the bugs?
The bugs are the probiotics. So probiotics are the healthy bugs that live in your gut that help you break down food and the prebiotic is the food
Mhm.
for the bugs,
Mhm.
right?
So a lot of the stuff that we eat, something like yogurt, you can take a lactobacillus or a probiotic that you can get over the counter. Typically they're lactobacillus, but there are a ton of different probiotics that you can take. There's a ton of different sources. I'm not so much keen on the kefir and the kimchi and the sauerkraut, you know, but I like yogurt. I know that I can get a certain amount of probiotic in yogurt, right?
Mhm.
And so what the probiotic is those are the healthy bugs, right? So they are healthy bugs living in our intestinal tract that help with digestion and absorption, right?
Mhm.
So prebiotics are food for those bugs. So we want more of those bugs and we want to feed those bugs, right?
Mhm.
Because they do a good job at helping us to digest and absorb food in our intestinal tract.
Yeah,
So that's what that is.
That's
There's
what
a
that
good
is.
list of it too.
I
Yeah.
like it. So we're not gonna read it, but you got them. There might be a question on the quiz there, just so you know. All right, so let's talk fiber.
I love
All
talking
right,
about
it
fiber.
is. It's great. It's a great conversation. So
Mhm.
25 to 35 grams per day is what's recommended.
Yes.
My observation is that most people are at least 10 grams shy
Yeah.
a day.
So typically, and I think it's important for us to know that, you know, the way that we recommend to eat, if you don't have another eating plan or meal plan, is to carb backload, right? Well, carb backloading includes taking out a lot of the sources of carbs, or I'm sorry, of the sources of fiber in your diet. So if
Yeah.
you think about bread, you know, a lot of whole grain foods are things we may be eating less of.
Yeah.
And so we are already putting ourselves at risk for having lower fiber in our diet. And so we need to, in turn, make sure that we're getting enough of fiber. Let me start out by saying, yes, we need 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day as woman and man, right? Okay,
Mhm.
man or woman. Okay, which we are. That was, I don't know why I said that. Anyway, so the goal of fiber, you have two goals with fiber. Number one, soluble fiber is an important part. Do you got anything on that? Okay,
Oh, got
so
it. Stuff.
so soluble fiber is essentially the fiber that is digested and absorbed into our bloodstream, and soluble fiber helps to act on our cholesterol, our triglycerides, our bad cholesterol, and it helps increase your good cholesterol. That is soluble fiber, okay?
Mhm.
Insoluble fiber is essentially the stuff that two ways. So it comes out looking the same way that it looked going in, right? And it adds bulk to your stool. So people want to have fiber because you want to have a formed stool. This is right.
Yeah.
It's important to have a formed
Yeah.
stool. So people that have constipation, you know, oftentimes what I hear is, oh, I'm taking fiber and I just can't go. Well, if you think about it, if you already have bulk in your stool and then you're adding bulk to your GI system, to your low intestinal tract, to your colon, you don't want to do that, right? So there's a place for fiber, but if you have constipation issues, let us know because we can work through that, man. We can talk about poop all day, right?
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that we want to
Especially
make
if our
sure
kids
that
are around.
that's true. That's a whole different ballgame.
It's different.
But we want to make sure that you have fiber for a purpose. We need 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day in order to have to help with those cholesterol levels and in order to have healthy bowel movements,
Yep.
right? But if we are having constipation issues, we don't want to add fiber to an already impacted, digestive
Sure.
tract. We want to make sure that we're finding the place for that. So if you have any issues with that, let me know or talk to your coach about it. And our goal is to help you feel regular, help you feel good, help maximize digestion and absorption, so that
Yep.
you can live happily ever after.
Yeah.
Healthily
Yeah.
ever after.
I love it.
like that.
Okay, let's talk exercise. Now, our exercise tip is the lunge. Okay, so the
Lungeology.
lunge is, it's a great exercise for working. You should be working your glutes. You should be working your quads, a little bit of hammy in there, and you got some calf muscles going on. So it's a great all-round metabolism builder. So we work these big, like your glutes and your quads, big muscles, right? Those are bigger muscle groups.
Two of Lauren's favorites.
Yeah, two
Right?
of our
Glutes
favorites.
and
Yeah.
quads, baby.
Yeah, so they're good because if you could build these muscles, you
Mhm.
can add strength, you can add metabolism, and add vitality to your life. So, so those are the three muscles you're working on. So now, some prerequisites. Now, I would like to get people to get their glutes to activate in a bridge position first.
Okay.
Just a isolated position. So if you can't feel your glutes in a bridge or in like a hip thrust, then maybe we should take it easy on adding weight to your lunges, like dumbbells or bars, things like that. So just do body weight until you get good glute activation. Get your glutes to work then in a lunge before you start squatting. Okay.
Okay.
So crawl before you can walk before you can run. All right. So now we're gonna have a special guest, and we're gonna go through the lunge.
I love it. I'll hop out of here so Lauren can hop in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. I'm gonna show you guys how to lunge.
Yeah.
Correctly.
Let's lunge.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna show. Yeah. You show them the good lunge first, Lauren, and then Nicole's gonna show you the bad lunge. Okay.
This is how you
So she had to literally practice the bad lunge, but here's the good lunge. Here's
really,
one.
I can't
All right, so you lunge. It's a reverse lunge.
lunge.
There you go. Good. So keep going. Keep on that left leg, Lauren. So now when you look at a lunge, what I like to look at is the shin and her spine. Okay, shin, spine. As you can see, she's really parallel. She's doing a good job. Keep going. So shin and the spine are parallel. Okay. Now it's working the glute and the quad efficiently. And that's an important piece in order, like I said, to get the glutes to fire so you can build metabolism, build strength. Now, let's have our next special guest.
I got this.
Your knee is too far forward. Okay, let me do that lunge.
All right.
You're too good at doing a bad lunge.
Okay, sorry.
All right, so now a bad lunge looks like this, okay? When the knee floats back like this, so sometimes when you get people fatigued, they'll lunge and they'll really keep the weight on the heel, which is okay, but if the weight's too much on the heel, they are rocking way back like this. Now that's working this hamstring, okay, and a lot of lower back. Okay, you're getting more hammy and lower back and not enough quad and glute, okay? Just by shifting forward, you're gonna get more quad and glute, and that's gonna help you be more efficient with working those bigger muscles so you can have strength and metabolism, right? Okay, we got supplement tip is gonna be we're way over our time.
Okay.
Is gonna be our Advocare Cleanse. Okay, so this is a 10-day cleanse, and here's some pointers here. Step one is probiotics, 30 minutes before breakfast. Okay, this is all included in the cleanse. Step two is fiber with breakfast. 3 is the cleanse caplets right before you go to sleep on an empty stomach. And then you want to follow carb backloading, or just make sure you eat lean, clean, and green. Okay, so that's the 10-day cleanse. And that really helps you reset the digestive system in your process. So anything to add to that really quick?
I have a really cool story about, my personal story, but we don't have time for it. So maybe we'll add it sometime.
Okay.
But yeah, I believe in this stuff, you guys. And I will say back in 2015, when I did this cleanse for the first time, I saw a huge change in my metabolism, and the way that I feel now and I look now is completely different than I did before.
Yeah.
Just because of this cleanse.
Following the process.
So, yeah.
And speaking of process, the cleanse is also part of, if you want to really just take a shotgun approach and open up a full can of Bcaas, you can do the 24-day jumpstart. And the cleanse, as you can see, is in this process. The first 10 days is taking the cleanse, doing the cleanse process. And then you get into doing what is called the M&S. You see the M&S Omni up there? It's a vitamin pack and you'd start that after the 10-day cleanse. We recommend doing a 10-day cleanse every 3 to 4 months.
Mhm.
Yep.
I
Anything
love
else
it.
to add?
No, I don't think.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
Let's do this.
Week 6 tips.
Hey,
Here we go.
What week 6 means is that we only have 2 weeks left after this week for the challenge. And that means 3 weeks until spring break. So
Yeah.
rock the spring break goals.
Here we go.
These last 3 weeks.
Week 6 tips. So here's what we got. We got nutrition. We're gonna talk smoothies. We're gonna talk about the push-up, and we're gonna talk about the multi and the fish oil. So there's a lot here.
Okay.
This is I'm excited about this.
I'm excited too.
Yeah,
Let's
we haven't even talked about it yet, but it's already my favorite. So we're gonna talk first. We're talking about smoothies.
You
So
sound like me in my classes.
so
Okay, sorry.
so why smoothies? Okay, macro management. So it helps you hit your macros. Okay, and we'll talk about more of that in a second. Fill nutritional gaps. Okay, oftentimes people are missing different nutrients.
Yeah.
Like macros, and last week we talked about fiber.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Crappy talk last week. This week we're cleaning it up.
we're gonna clean it up. We're gonna clean it up.
Talking vitamins.
Yeah. So nutritional gaps, and then also lean earner versus fat burner strategy. So the smoothies or the shakes or the decisions you make with that, well, it'll depend on if you're a lean earner or a fat burner. And the difference is if you're a lean earner, everybody exercising, we're looking to burn fat and build skeletal mass. That's it. Those are the 2 things we're looking to do. Now, sometimes as a lean earner, you have to prioritize a strategy to build skeletal mass. That's your main priority, your main strategy. And on the back end, you'll end up increasing lean body mass to burn fat. But if you're a fat burner, that means you're prioritizing strategies to burn fat as your main priority. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yep.
There's a difference there. So
Yep,
talk to your
that makes
coach if
sense.
you're unaware of where you are at.
Which one you are at.
First
Okay.
one I'm talking about is the Crusher coffee, the Keto Crusher coffee. Okay, so here's what it is. It's 1 tablespoon of ghee, 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, 2 to 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 2 to 3 cups of your favorite coffee, and then I put 2 scoops of collagen in it, and then sugar-free sweetener. And I actually will have a video. Quilly and I shot a video this morning. So then you blend it. You have to blend it and then serve. So here's the macros on it. So it is nearly 500 calories, hardly any carbs. It's mainly fat and protein. So it's great for carb backloading. Okay, so here's what's typically in it.
Ooh.
Okay, so you got your I use
So
bulletproof
like the messy
coffee.
kitchen, is that part of it too, or that's optional?
Well, if you don't have a messy kitchen, then you're doing something wrong. I think.
That's what
I think you're doing
that's
something
our
wrong.
excuse. What's
Yeah.
yours?
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
love it,
so
though.
I have a video that talks more about this that I'll share with you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so number 2, protein shake. This is more of a lean earner shake. Okay, so 1 scoop of protein. We've been using BioPro. The banana adds some fructose, some sugar. Okay, for you lean earners out there that might need a little bit more carbohydrates in their diet. Milk or almond milk. Okay, we typically use milk. Fat burner is going to use almond milk, and then 2 tablespoons of fiber, and then we use a red
Teaspoons?
2 teaspoons. Yeah, that's typically about 5 grams. 5 grams, the one that we use anyway, and I can share what we typically add in for fiber. We use either Advocare or just plain psyllium husk that you can get on Amazon, and then we use the Reg product from Advocare.
Food
Yeah.
Network channel.
Heck yeah. And then if you want to just do a replacement shake, you can do that too. So this is just super easy. You dump it in and shake it and drink it. Okay. So those are some options.
I
So
love it.
yeah. Now we're going to move on to the exercise tip.
Okay, let's do it.
The exercise tip is the push up, like AKA earth downs.
That's if you're really, really strong.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So mechanical metabolism, that's a word that I coined. So we're working the metabolism out of the pectoralis area. So your chest muscles, your triceps, and your core. So we're building muscles. Now, doing the push-up right is important. Okay. Now, a lot of people will say, hey, you're doing it wrong. Well, I always say that doing it wrong is sitting at home, eating Cheetos in your bed with the lights off. Okay, that's doing it wrong. And
Lisa's Cheetos.
yeah, Lisa
not
Cheetos.
booze.
So now again, like everybody starts in their own spot, but what I'm going to share with you guys, what we're going to share is like how to be the best you can doing push-ups. So some of the problems people may have in
in doing push-ups that affect their movements is having a weak core. Okay, so we talked about the plank already. So having a weak core is something that you could have that's going to make your push-up suffer. Now, sometimes when people do push-ups, their shoulder blades elevate. Okay, and if your shoulder blades elevate while doing a push-up, well, that's going to make it harder to get your chest muscle to lengthen and shorten, like it should be doing to, like I said, to build muscle and to build metabolism. Okay.
All
And the
right.
other thing is too is don't be a snake. I'm going to talk about that. So do not be a snake. So I have her go all the way to the ground. She's going to do a hand release push-up. Okay, so give me a few. Hand release there. Good, just like that. Okay, give me like 3 more, Heidi. So 1, hand release, 2, okay, 3. Those are great. Now, let's show them what not to do. So now, one of the problems is having your shoulder blades. Yeah, well, having your shoulder blades elevate. So sometimes shoulder blades elevate, so let's show them that. Let's see if she gets it. Okay, yeah, so yeah, there you go. Good. So go ahead and do a push-up. There you go, like that. So sometimes when people do push-ups, their shoulder blades don't move. Okay? When you do a push-up, your blades should move. Now, what I would tell her is, Heidi, when you go down to a push-up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So stick your chest out as you do your push-up. Stick your chest out. There you go. Good. Now the shoulder blades are moving. If the shoulder blades are moving, that means that your chest muscle can lengthen appropriately, okay, to allow that muscle to be worked all the way up. So go ahead. So there, yep, and then back up like that. That's called a snake. That's when I say don't be a snake, that's what that is. Now, I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do a push-up. If you want to get stronger and you want to be the best that you can be and you want to help your body by building a better metabolism, you want to try to do a push-up without snaking it, okay? So snaking it, do one more snake. Hips go down, so you see how her hips are the last to leave the ground. Now do it the right way, Heidi, where your hips go up first. So down, there you go, like that. Now do a hand release, because it really shows when you do a hand release. There you go, like that. Good. You see how her hips and her chest leave the ground about at the same time. All right, and there you go. Good. You did great. Nice job. So yeah, so that's the proper way to do a push-up.
I love it.
Supplement tip of the week is multi and fish oil.
All right.
All right.
Let's talk about them.
Buckle up. Here we go.
All right.
All right. So why fish oil? Okay. They don't make fish oil because they taste good. That's not why you take fish oil. Definitely do not chew your fish oil. Pop them and swallow them. So fish oil. What is fish oil? It's when you look at fish oil,
Yeah.
it's fatty acids, right? Okay. And to break it down, in the fish oil, if you look at the back of the ingredients, it's going to say either if it just says fish oil, likely not a high quality product. But if it shows you the EPA and DHA breakdown, and if the EPA is higher than the DHA, that means it's going to be a higher quality fish oil.
Okay. So EPA more. You want to have more EPA
Yep.
than DHA.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So now here's what it does. So you look at the cell here. See if I
Do
can.
you have a specific number?
I
Like, do you tell
usually like
people around the gram
well
or-
the Advocare is 600 milligrams to 400 milligrams, somewhere in
So
there.
a 3-to-2 ratio,
Yeah.
totaling 1,000 milligrams.
Well, I would recommend having probably 2,000 to 4,000 to 6,000 milligrams a day.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
So in that range, I know I do closer to 6,000 a day.
Okay.
So I do 3 in the morning, 3 at night, probably closer to 6,000.
Okay.
So here's what fatty acids do. So fish oil they're either fatty acids, and your cell membrane wall is made of fatty acids. Okay, so if you have
All your billions of cells in your
Your
body.
billions of
all
cells,
look like
yeah.
that.
So if you have a low intake of fatty acids, your cell walls may be compromised. Okay, and what that means is if your cell wall is compromised, you're not getting your cell walls aren't as permeable as they should be, and the transfer of nutrients isn't going to be as efficient. So making sure you have fish oil is important. Okay, so that could be one of the breakdowns in the chain is poor cellular permeability. It's a big word. Healthy cells, healthy you. Now, also, it's great for heart health. So right now, Advocare's Omegaplex, you can buy 2 for $30. Okay, that's because February is Heart Health Month. So we're doing that up until the end of the month. And then it's great for Skin, hair, nails.
And nails.
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 Nails. Now, why multivitamin?
Oh, this is a good
Why
one.
would you take a multivitamin? Let's scoot us over here.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, multivitamin because of this.
Yeah.
That's why.
Do you want me to
Do
explain
you
this?
have
Or do
any
you want to?
questions?
Do you want me to explain this? Greg?
This is the metabolic pathway of life. There's a lot going on.
Mhm.
So your body needs a lot of ingredients to make it happen. Okay. Now, if you're sitting at home eating Cheetos all day with the lights off, then you might not need as many. But if you're trying to be the best that you can be, and you're trying to be a better version of you, you want to make sure you cover your bases, right? So that's what multivitamins do. They're going to help you cover all of that. So here's an awesome chart that I like to talk about. Okay, this is 2015, a few years ago. Okay, now this is percentage less than estimated average requirement. Okay, so now this is like shortfalls of nutrients in a big population of us, of people. So at the top is potassium. All right, so what that means is the people in this study had 97% less potassium than they should have. Okay,
Mhm.
so this is how much deficient they were. Fiber, 95% less than they should have. Okay, so if that say would be 100%, that means that they got 0, right? So this is a biggie, guys, and these are all all nutrients that that previous slide. We need these to keep your metabolism going. So here's just some things that happen with potassium. Okay, it's a mineral that's crucial for life. Okay, heart, kidneys, other organs. Fiber allows you to eliminate. We talked about that last week, and absorb. Vitamin D has been linked to a lot of bad things that happen if you're low on it. So get your vitamin D in, right? Oops, I linked to it. Sorry, hold on. There's a link in there. Okay, so choline needed to produce acetylcholine, which is an important neurotransmitter for memory. Okay, mood, muscle control, and other brain and nervous system functions. So there's a lot going on here, guys. But make sure that you take your pills. Pills are good.
God, you have a video with that.
I do. I'm not gonna play it though. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, hopefully that helps to understand that a little bit. But
I love it. And I was gonna say, so everybody has their own personal views on vitamins and supplements and all of that stuff. As a dietitian, I always recommend the basics of a multivitamin, fish oil, calcium, and vitamin D. So typically calcium and vitamin D are really important. That's just the basics.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about a lot of those vitamins is if your body does not need them for that huge pathway of metabolism, you're just going to excrete them out in urine or acid somehow, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot have I don't want to say it the wrong way, but you just can't have too much of a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And so people that are like, I get all my nutrition in food, you know, if you look at that metabolic pathway, chances are you probably don't. If you think about that study that showed 97% deficiency in potassium and choline and all of that stuff, that's not a good place to be.
Yep.
As a woman, I will say your metabolic powerhouse is a big part of your adrenal glands. Your adrenals are a big part of your metabolic powerhouse. And so in order to have adrenal health, some of those vitamins are necessary. You know, when we talk about like, oh, we're gaining weight, our bodies are changing because of hormones, and we want it to be a reason. We want our thyroid to be an issue. We want, you know, fatigue to be based on cortisol or whatever it is. But a lot of it is just because we just need to focus on adrenal health. And some of those vitamins just feed into that. You know, calcium's a big one. You know, calcium and vitamin D are two big ones that really focus on adrenal health. If you're not getting, you know, I can honestly say, I don't drink milk often. I eat yogurt. I eat a ton of cheese. But chances are I'm not getting enough calcium in my diet. You can say you think you are, but with bone, you know, calcification, you know, we want to consider all those things as we get older. So little things like that, like taking a dang vitamin every day is an easy way to make sure that your body's getting all the things that it needs in order to. Tell me about week 7 there,
Okay,
boss.
week 7 tips. Here we go. So we're going to talk about, we're going to talk nutrition, more veggies. We're going to talk about the bird dog.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about the supplement of the week, which is the Advocare Reds.
I love it.
Vegetables is input, right? Food is information for the body.
Mhm.
Okay, your body does process that, and it gives you an output.
Let me toss in something here. Our bodies, it is amazing. Even if we look at our kids, the stuff that they will eat and they won't eat, and they're picky and they only eat things that come out of a bag, like our daughter Quinley, because we're always on the go. And but our bodies are insanely resilient. And so we can go on eating and fueling ourselves with those kinds of things and get by. You know, the thing about when we're young, we don't really know what we're doing to ourselves, you know, we don't really know what it's like to feel really good, really optimal. And so when we're talking about veggies, when we're talking about the importance of, you know, a balanced meal, it's not like you're going to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh my gosh, that broccoli's got me feeling good. It's not like you're going to do that, right? But what's going to happen is over time, your body starts to utilize those vitamins and minerals, and the lack thereof and some of those other foods, you know, can stop you from feeling as good as you want and can feel, right? Especially as we get older. I'm significantly younger than Luke. I'm not in my 40s yet.
So like I said, food is information for the body. So you input food, vegetables as information, and the output is going to be your performance, right? And you can get a good look at your performance and what's happening inside your body by getting your labs done regularly through your doctor. So watching your HDL and your LDL. So vegetables have a low glycemic index. So what that means is they have a lower impact on your blood sugar. Okay. And they're nutrient dense. Okay. So they have a lot of nutrients packed in there, and they are low in calorie. So it's a very efficient food. So most vegetables, we're going to talk about a couple of faves here that are very efficient and dense. So spinach. So cooking spinach is probably better than having it raw, but there's a lot of fiber also in spinach. And like we said, a lot of people are very low on fiber.
And raw spinach is a high residue food. So typically high residue foods are the foods that look the same going out as they look going in. And so when you cook it, that helps to break down some of the enzymes in it, you know, that helps for better digestion.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's good to know. Didn't know that. Kale, one of the most nutrient dense foods on earth.
So kale.
Yeah, it's a great nutrient for your immune system. So it's in one of our products called Biotune. And I think Biotune, it's got also turmeric in it, but it has quercetin, and that helps with your immune system. So it's abundant in that. Anything more on?
I love it. How do you
kale,
eat? How do you eat kale?
Sir? So my probably my favorite way to have the kale is going to be in a smoothie, to be honest with you. So that would be either in a smoothie or cooked. So I like cooking it in this is sound weird, but cooking it in taco meat.
You know, taco meat and Taco Tuesday is that, you know, sometimes it's served in a flour tortilla or tortilla chips or whatever, but yeah.
So I like to hide my kale sometimes. Like I said, great in a smoothie.
So it's not so kale.
Yeah. Well, no, it's super kale.
Okay, got it.
Broccoli, fiber, vitamin C, cooked or raw. Lots of vitamin C in broccoli, lots of fiber. So you can do it cooked or raw.
We probably do broccoli 3 times a week at home.
A lot of broccoli.
But it is so good in the air fryer. It is so yummy. You can add some like fresh garlic in there, some seasonings, a little bit of oil if you use olive oil or avocado oil, but it is so good. And our kids scarf it down.
Yeah.
So until they get sick of it, we're going to keep doing that.
My favorite vegetable is actually a fruit. So it's the most nutritional fruit in the world is avocado. Okay. So it has 25 essential nutrients. And I didn't know this, 60% more potassium than a banana. And you can also cook with it. I love cooking with avocado oil. I like it.
A lot of people are turned away from avocados because of the amount of calories in it. So if you look at the amount of calories, so a half of avocado has something like 360 calories in a half of an avocado.
Yeah.
Tell me why I would be like, why would I have that versus a banana and a fish oil tablet or whatever? Tell me why avocados are like that much better. Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. So half avocado, yeah, it might be 300 calories, but in my experience, most people are teetering on a caloric deficit. In just adding a half of avocado a day could get you that balance you need. It's got healthy fats in it. Okay, it has lots of fiber, and like I just said, it has lots of nutrients. So it's not an empty calorie. 300 calories of popcorn is empty. Okay, 300 calories worth of an avocado is not empty. Your body is going to do stuff with that. It's a lot of great information for your body.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hopefully.
good input.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Today we're doing the bird dog. All right, bird dog is a great exercise for your core. It's a great exercise for your glutes also. And it's a great exercise for one of my favorite phrases, your posterior sling. Okay. Now, when you exercise and you move, your body works in opposition. Okay. So your left glute, for example, should communicate with your right shoulder blade area. Those muscles are on your shoulder blade, rhomboids, lats, things like that. So that's your posterior sling. So your body works in opposition. It's important to get a good communication pathway between those muscles. And that's going to help you with your moves. Okay. So we're going to do the bird dog. So the young Nicole is going to demonstrate for us. So
Thank you.
yep. So, all right. So Nicole is going to lift her left leg. Left leg. Okay. She's going to activate the left glute. Okay. And then she's going to lift the right arm. Okay. So now, like I said, left glute working with this right shoulder blade complex. The cues are to activate the left glute. Okay. I want you to reach that way, reach out that way, and then draw the stomach in. So don't flex the stomach. Just suck it in, okay? All right, it's a great one to do at home. The third thing I'm gonna add is she's gonna lift her right foot off the ground. You feel the difference?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, good. So drawing the stomach in, okay, reaching out with that left arm, and then driving this heel, that right heel, straight back. That's your bird dog, baby. Any questions?
No.
All right, that's it, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're on our supplement tip.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked veggies earlier and the need for more veggies, but like we were talking about, sometimes it's just hard, especially if you're carb backloading. Sometimes it's hard to get enough vegetables in, and not everybody likes to cook spinach and kale in their omelets and things like that. So if that's you and you know you need more vegetables, look at doing a reds or greens product. So this is our favorite. It's Advocare Reds. They also have like a lemon flavored, okay, but this just tastes really good.
Yeah, it does taste really good. I was gonna say the thing too that we talk about is that there's real and ideal, and I can't even tell you what percentage of people when we first meet and we talk about the challenge and we talk about what their ideal is. I can't even tell you how many people come to me and are like, you know what, I'm gonna eat more vegetables. That's awesome. I want it too. So let's talk about how we're gonna do that. But what I find is that there is a real, there's where we are now, eating no vegetables, probably, you know,
Yeah.
the majority of us don't feel like you're, or we have this ideal, right? And so it's kind of an all or nothing mentality that we have. And we kind of feel like, oh my gosh, if I ate more vegetables, I'd be skinnier, or if I ate more vegetables, I would feel healthier or whatever. And maybe all of those things are true, but the thing is we can't live here hoping for here
Yeah.
and then feeling like we fall short all the time. And so when I look at this and this Reds powder, what I know is that we're never going to satisfy everything that we need to do.
Yeah.
And so it's realistic for me to not necessarily eat my raw broccoli every day for lunch. That's just not me. I don't roll like that. I like the carrots at lunch, you know, sometimes. But if I know that I have gaps nutritionally to fill, this is the easiest way to do it. You're getting all the phytonutrients, you're getting all of those tiny little vitamins and minerals, you know, as part of your diet, but not taking the time to make sure that you get all the magnesium that you need by getting your spinach in or whatever that looks like. So this is just a really good opportunity for you to hit those goals, but not feel like you have to eat 8 pounds of vegetables a day.
Right.
So
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Thank you. Okay, so why? So let's talk a little bit more about why. You brought up phytonutrients.
yeah, let's talk about
So so we talked about vegetables already. There's phytonutrients in vegetables, and if you're not getting enough vegetables, one of the pieces that the ingredients in the Reds is going to be flavonoids. It's a plant-based antioxidant with anti-inflammatory properties. Okay, so oxidative stress comes from environmental stress, smoke, pollution, excessive alcohol intake, excessive stress, over exercise, under recovery. There's lots of oxidative stress. So too much.
it's basically the stuff that ages you before you age.
Yeah. So beet juice it has flavonoids in the beet juice. So beet juice is the #1 ingredient in the Reds. Okay. And research shows that it could increase athletic performance. It helps lower blood pressure and get oxygen to the cells. And some studies show that it actually lowers blood sugar also after eating. So it helps control blood sugar. So those are some things of reasons why you'd want to make sure either you're getting enough vegetables or, like I said, a product like Reds, there's lots of green products out there. So if you take one, let's talk about it. Ask us, talk to your coach. So I think it's served best. You could do it alone. Literally mix it in water, shake it up. People sometimes take it with their Spark. There's not any fiber. There's a minimal fiber in this product. So it's not a fiber product. So if you're looking to add fiber to your diet, this isn't the thing you got to add it in. So you can add Advocare fiber to it. We posted previously the fiber that you can get on Amazon, the one that we use. You can blend it with avocado and kale. Yeah.
Circling back.
Yeah. So you can blend it, make a smoothie, and you can also add some protein powder to it. It's great with carb backloading and low carb breakfast. It has a lot of phytonutrients and it has a lot of the flavonoids and things like that. Like I said, beet juice. So it has those properties, those polyphenols, and like I said, flavonoids, antioxidants without the sugar that comes with it. So closing the challenge. Here we go. All right, nutrition. Here what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about lean earner versus fat burner. Hey everybody, week 8 tips coming at you. Here we go. Buckle up. All right, so week 8 we have nutrition, lean earner versus fat burner. Exercise is muscle equals metabolism. Supplements are adaptogens. All right, nutrition tip, lean earner versus fat burner. I've had a few questions on this. I know you guys are curious, and let's do this. So first of all, different strokes for different folks. All right, so now everybody's in a different spot. Not everybody falls exactly into the category you would expect. Okay, that's up to your coach and you to figure out which path that you should be on. So there are different strokes, and this is not a very clear line. There's a lot of gray in this, but that's what the coach is for, to help you out with that. So fat burner here, if you're a fat burner, you're a male with greater than 15% body fat. Female is greater than 20%. You may need to lose scale weight. Okay. New to full body strength training. Maybe you've done some curling in the squat racks, and you've done some stuff here and there, but you've never truly done full body strength training. Chances are you could be a fat burner. And if losing fat is your primary objective, then you are a fat burner. So those are some loose definitions there. So lean earner is less than 15%, less than 20% for a female. You've been successful in losing fat. So you've proven that you've lost fat in the past and have embarked on a journey to burn fat and build lean mass. But you've done something before. 3 months of full body strength training experience, likely from a coach. If you're out kind of guessing and trying to figure it out on your own, that might not be you, but 3 months of experience with full body strength training from a coach. The lean earner category, it's for people that maybe have overcome some weaknesses and they're able to, without a better term, open up a kind of whoop ass. All right. Now, these people need to gain skeletal muscle mass in order to lose fat. At some point in your fitness journey, you're going to hit a plateau as a fat burner. Okay. And you're going to need to change your strategy in order to change your physiology. And then in this case, the lean earner, you've switched from setting up your goals and objectives to burn fat primarily to now gain muscle mass, skeletal muscle mass in order to lose fat. Because we know that as we build muscle, you build metabolism. Okay. So here's an example fat burner plan. All right. You're doing carb backloading, carb cycling, potentially keto, right? You're doing minimal carbs for pre and post workout. Okay. So the fat burner is not going to have a banana before you lift weights or before you work out. Bananas cause an insulin spike, insulin stores instead of burns. So that person's not going to be it's not going to be a good fit to have a banana before a workout. So exercise, you're doing full body strength training, and a lot of blue-green cardio would suit this person a little bit better. Supplements are going to be Spark and Catalyst for your pre-workout. All right, low impact on your blood sugar with that. And then post, the BioPro is great. There's not any carbs in it. There's just a few, I guess. But the meal replacement has a 1-to-1 carb to protein ratio. and the bioprotein is minimal carbs. So the meal replacement would be a step in the direction of potentially becoming a lean earner. Lean earner plan. Here we go. So nutrition, carb backloading with carbs at lunch. Okay. Now, oftentimes, if you're a lean earner, you're going to start to need more carbs, more starch, and starch is going to help you build muscle. Okay. So adding more protein to your diet does not help you build more muscle. That's false. You need to combine protein with carbs in order to deliver the protein, the amino acids to your muscles to actually see results on the in-body and in the mirror. So you got to combine carbs with protein in order to see lean body mass or skeletal muscle mass change. You could do carb cycling. Okay. So in most situations, you're not going to want to do very many weeks of 3 days of a burn day. Okay. You're going to want to maybe do offset it. So the days that you're lifting heavy that's when you'll have a refuel day. The days that maybe you're just doing cardio or you're not working out, those are days, if you're carb cycling, you would want to just do a burn day and avoid carbs and starch, fruits for that day. All right, lean earners are going to have a 3-to-1. This is important, carb to protein ratio post workout. It's a big difference, you guys, in what you do after you lift. And if you don't take it seriously, your results are going to suffer for it. So a lean earner should definitely be working towards that 3-to-1 carb to protein after you lift, not after cardio. After full body strength training is when you're going to need that. And in this case, you may need a banana before a workout. So a lean earner, in some cases, should have a banana before they work out, and that might help them, give them energy to open up a full can of Bcaas. Okay, exercise, full body strength training, just like the fat burner and the leaner have very similar exercise programs. The only difference may be the lean earner does more HIIT training, green, yellow cardio, maybe red. Supplements, muscle strength is a great one. Creatine for sure. Biocharge. Biocharge is a lot like Catalyst, except for it delivers lots of amino acids and lots of repair right away. And it really helps with stopping your body from being catabolic and using muscle for fuel. So post-workout recovery, absolutely, as a lean earner. So let's move on to an exercise tip. I'm not running around today. We're just going to talk about muscle equals metabolism and what that means. I've talked about before that 70% of a female's metabolism is in their legs and 50-50 more so for guys. But now point one I want to make is like I said, muscle is metabolism. That's the theme here. Now, if you have weak glutes, do you think that you'll be able to fully use your lower body muscles? If your glutes aren't firing as much, chances are your lunges and your squats are not going to be as efficient as they would be. And if that's the case, you're not going to be able to lift as much load, and you're not going to be able to affect as much muscle mass. If that's the case, you're going to have a harder time building muscle and metabolism. Okay. Point 2, what burns more calories? Okay. If you were to lift a 20-pound weight 5 times or a 100-pound weight 5 times, what burns more calories? It's not a trick question. It's the 100-pound dumbbell. You're going to burn more calories if you lift heavier weight and you build strength. There's no doubt about it. And if that's the case, we all have 24 hours in a day. And when time matters and you're going to lift something 20 times, if you have the opportunity to lift the heavier weight, lift the heavier weight. If you're like one of those people that moved to Florida that has time to work out, you can maybe lift the smaller weights many, many times, but be efficient. Lifting heavier weights burns more calories. Okay. Gear up some storage space. I love this one. More muscle equals more storage. What do I mean by that? All right. The substrate used for muscle contraction is glucose. Okay. It's carbs. Glycogen is stored glucose within the muscles. Okay. You get that from carbs, starch, fruits, things like that, right? Your liver can actually use it too in a situation where, like, if adrenaline kicks in, stimulates the liver to kick out a bunch of glucose so you can use it to run fast if you're getting chased by the cops or chasing somebody. So the substrate used for contraction is glucose. Knowing your body will be doing full body strength training very, very soon, it will be readily available. What that means is when you start doing full body resistance training and you're using your body as a machine, your body is smart. It's going to start storing glycogen intermuscularly to be used to lift heavy objects many times. Now, the alternative, if you consume in excess carbohydrates, what happens typically? All right, excess carbohydrates get stored as fat unless you're a beast and you lift weights and your body knows you're going to lift weights a few times a week. You'll start to store that intermuscularly to use for fuel. Weight training and strength training is great for diabetics because it does help you regulate and manage your blood sugar better because like I said, glucose is the main fuel, the main substrate used for muscle contraction. So store it up. And that's also why if you decide to, on a Friday night, go out and have a milkshake, your butt might not jiggle for a week. Okay. You might put that to good use the next day in the gym. So supplement tip, here we go. Told you to buckle up, is Oasis. Now we're going to chill out a little bit. Okay. Supplement tip is Adaptogens. The highlighted product is going to be Oasis. I love Adaptogens. I've been doing them for a long, long time. The Chinese have been doing it for thousands of years. What's cool after doing some research on this and just getting up to snuff, the Russians actually used them in World War II to help their military with their performance. That's when they really started to become mainstream is after that. So what is an adaptogen? It's defined as herbs or roots that possibly act like a stress vaccine in the human body. Okay. So they reduce chronic stress and fatigue through the adaptation of stress. And the common adaptogens are ashwagandha, ginseng, rhodiola rosea, schisandra, and maca root. Those are some big ones out there, but it acts much like a dopamine or adrenaline in your body. It affects your pituitary gland, your adrenals, and those are two important parts of your body that help you fight stress and fatigue. And there's a lot of products that have these in them. All right, let's talk about stress, baby. We're all going to have stress. There's not a lot you can do about that. You're going to have environmental stress. I just did a talk with the firefighters, and they go into the fires of a burning building, and there's smoke that it's coming from all these sorts of building materials that have tons of chemicals in them. And we're around it all the time. They're around it more, but we have exposure to it. There's stress of your job, of gas prices, of Ukraine, whatever, COVID, right? But chronic stress can lead to some of these things. Okay. And one thing you can do about it is make sure you get plenty of sleep. So sleep is the ultimate supplement for stress. And some of these adaptogens can really help out if you get enough sleep and you exercise at the right way, and then eat good too. So Muscle Strength has it. Nighttime Recovery has it. All right. Oasis has it. And so specifically Oasis, it has properties in it that help your body adapt to physical stress. It also has some phytonutrients in it also. So berry and things like that. So phytonutrients are in Oasis. And it says that right there. They contain polyphenols and immunity, cognitive support. It's a good, yummy berry flavor. You can do it in the evening instead of a beer or a glass of wine or a cocktail, whatever you do. So it has a very similar effect on the body. So give Oasis a shot. Give Adaptogen a shot. Like I said, products I use are Muscle Strength. I don't use Nighttime Recovery. They give me cold sores because of the heavy dose of arginine in Nighttime Recovery. But I wish I could use it. I love it. So the adaptogens in Muscle Strength, there's two of them. One of them is more proven to be effective for males. One of them is more proven to be effective for females. So the Muscle Strength is an Advocare product, and it's something that if you're looking to build some muscle and get stronger, I would definitely recommend it.